My father has said it's time for me to pick a husband, though. I cannot wait. Wow, my prince.
Princess Adaobi was the most beautiful girl in Umoka village. She always stands out among her friends and the envy of all maidens in the village. Over 200 men have tried to marry Adaobi. Strong men failed, rich men failed, powerful men failed, but all has been rejected by the king. She was calm, respectful, intelligent, and now ready for marriage. But the king had a problem. Every man who came for Adaobi came with advantage. Some came with money. Some came with great treasures. Some came with the best crops from their farm. Some came with cattle. The king said no. He announced a quest that would remove every advantage. No money, no weapons, no servants, no magic, no village titles. Every man would start equal. From over 200 men, only 50 survived the first stage. From 50, only 10 reached the final stage, and from the final stage, only 3 men remained. Their names shocked everyone. Akin, a feared warrior from a neighboring village, strong, famous, respected. Danbata, the richest man from the northern kingdom. Gold followed him everywhere he went. And Bayo, a normal farmer from Umoka, no title, no wealth, no reputation. People laughed when Bayo's name was called. Even Adaobi was confused. The king said, "These 3 will stay in the palace for 7 days. Adaobi will watch them. The village will watch them. Then I will decide." That night, something strange happened. Adaobi overheard Akin and Danbata talking in low voices. They were discussing how to make Bayo fail quietly. She said nothing, but she listened.
I cannot go and marry a broke man for love. Oh. I like comfort and security.
Adaobi did not speak. She did not ask questions. But from that moment, she started watching everything. From the first morning in the palace, Adaobi changed. She stopped looking at the men the way everyone else did. She stopped listening to what they said about themselves. She started watching how they behaved when they thought she was not looking. The king gave the first palace task. The 3 men were to move around the village and help people quietly. No one would know they were suitors. No one would reward them. Adaobi followed from a distance. Akin walked fast, but his face stayed hard. He gave orders. People obeyed him, but they did not smile. Danbata gave money instead of time. He dropped coins, nodded once, and moved on. People thanked him, but quickly forgot him. Bayo stayed longer than needed. He listened, he asked questions, he laughed with children, he did not announce himself. Adaobi noticed something. When people thanked Bayo, he looked uncomfortable. When people ignored him, he did not complain. That night, Adaobi sat alone and thought. On the 3rd day, the king gave another task. The men were sent into the forest overnight. No weapons, no food. Adaobi was afraid, but she said nothing. When they returned in the morning, she saw it clearly. Akin was angry. Danbata looked shaken, but Bayo looked the same. Adaobi later heard what happened. Akin wanted to charge forward. Danbata wanted to hide behind strength. Bayo had slowed them down. He listened to the forest. He guided them carefully. On the 6th day, the king allowed each man to speak to Adaobi alone. Akin talked about protection. He said no one would ever hurt her. Danbata talked about comfort. He said she would never lack anything. Bayo talked about partnership. He said marriage was 2 people learning each other every day. Adaobi asked only one question to each man. What happens when life becomes hard? Akin said, I will fight. Danbata said, I will pay. Bayo said, I will stay. That night, Adaobi could not sleep. She stood by the window and remembered the whispers she heard earlier. Akin and Danbata were still watching Bayo, still planning. Adaobi understood something important. The quest was not just testing the men. It was testing who would change when things did not go their way. Adaobi made her choice quietly, but she said nothing. Yet.